Snap. What a great time to be alive if you're a Nintendo fan, huh? Welcome to a whole new era of digital treasure hunting. We're talking about first-class eShop deals under the mighty banner of the Switch 2, and July's kicking things off hard. I am your host, Ty, and I am with Elsa, as always. Welcome back to the show. New console, new savings.
Same beautiful temptation to buy 5 games and only finish 1 or 2, if that.
These are the best games for the best prices. Let's get into the games. First up is the game that absolutely deserves some recognition. We've got The Wild at Heart from Humble Games. This game was an instant classic for me when I started playing it. The music and the art style is incredible. You start off the game playing as a kid who goes by Wake, and Wake plans to leave his home for the woods that is just off past his house. Now, Wake's friend, Kirby, who you will also play as, has already stumbled into these woods. And this is no ordinary wooded area. There's people and places to discover, there's hidden shrines, there's caves, and there's a whole bunch of spritelings to collect. And you wouldn't get very far without these spritelings, as this is a beautiful, super cozy game that's all about exploration and puzzle solving. A quick way to explain it is it's a lot like Pikmin, but with a little bit of combat. However, if you're not into the combat as much, then you can choose Wanderer mode before you start the game, with less combat, but you can change this at any time. However, this game compared to Pikmin, you can get done quicker and it's a lot cheaper, even at full price. But The Wild at Heart right now is 50% off, making it $9.99 until July 9th. I'm not usually one to give out how many hours a game takes to complete because everyone plays so differently and it depends on if you're a completionist or not, but I'll just go with the completionist route for all of these games, just so you know, and I'm going to put it at about 17 to 18 hours. Staying with Humble Games, but moving on, we've got Temtem. And I can tell you a few things right away. If you are a Pokemon fan that has been wanting more of a challenge over the years that Pokemon just isn't giving you, Temtem is that challenge. And right now anyways, this is the cheapest that I have seen Temtem on the Switch in general ever. It is 70% off, making it $13.49, and that will be also until July 9th. The main story is completed by one player, but online you can literally play up to 999 players. And no, that is not a typo. You will see people running around online all the time. Now, while the deluxe edition is not on sale, this might be my favorite sale of the entire list. And these things kind of scream towards Pokemon what they need to be doing, making it harder for adults, or at least just having an easy and a hard difficulty. This game delivers that for you. And another thing, while the deluxe edition is not on sale, and that's main price is $64.99, the deluxe cosmetics set is on sale, and that's pretty much all the deluxe edition is. Rather than the deluxe cosmetics being $20, it is now $9.99 until the same date.
So, $20 for a fancy jacket and a smug emote? Hard pass. Unless it comes with a Temtem that does your taxes. I'm not biting.
Now, for Elsa and I, we say you can spend that $10 on the cosmetics if you really need it, but this next game is only $10, and we suggest going and looking at this. Moving on to The Outer Worlds by the Private Division. And like I mentioned already, this is $9.99, which is 67% off until July 9th. It's a one-player shooting and action RPG with lots of planets to explore. And with a lot of space games, it's got a big game file size at just over 17 gigabytes, so it is something to think about when it comes to dealing with that old micro SD express card. Hard to believe now that this game was released just over 5 years ago, and now perfected on the Switch too. I just got this a few days ago, and I have been loving it on the Switch too. If you set out to do everything this game has to offer you, you can complete it in about 40 to 50 hours. It can be really difficult, but we put it somewhere in the 6 to 7 out of 10 range.
Fallout in space, which means I'll love it, hate it, and never finish it. But I will talk about it like I did.
Moving right along to this next one, which is the golden snitch of eShop deals. That's right, I'm talking about Harry Potter's Quidditch Champions. And it is a whopping 80% off right now, which makes the base game just $5.99 until July 13th. And honestly, before this game came out, this is something that I wanted them to do for a long time now. I wanted a game that focused strictly on the game of Quidditch itself. And it's here, and it's a must for Quidditch fans. You can play as any position, a chaser, seeker, keeper, or a beater, as each have their own unique roles and playstyles. You can play online with up to 3 friends or solo it out in career mode. You will level up, you will unlock brooms, you will customize your own player if you want to, or play as the classic Quidditch players, as you know them in the Harry Potter world. The deluxe edition of this game is not on sale. However, the Quidditch Champions Deluxe Pack is on sale right now. That's also 80% off for just $3, which basically gives you the deluxe edition if you buy that.
Quidditch is magic. So ask yourself again, do you have what it takes?
Up next, we got even more action for you in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate by the Super Evil Megacorp, which is fitting. Well, if you've been into Ninja Turtle games of the past, then you'll be into this one as well. Every run is different thanks to randomized power-ups, room layouts, and boss modifiers. You can play as all 4 of the turtles, and you can team up for co-op chaos. Whether that's locally or online, you can play up to 4 players. And trust me, it's better that way. It's got the mentality of an arcade brawler, but it meets the modern polish that it needs, as it blends retro vibes with slick visuals and satisfying combat. That is also 50% off, and that makes it just $3.49. Casey Jones is his own character with his own unique moveset, and the DLC adds a new variant into Chapter 3 of the game. This next one here features one that I am going to try, and that is Sifu. From friends and media and websites alike, I've heard nothing but good things about this game, and now that it's on the Switch too, man, I'm ready for it. And right now until July 7th, it is 70% off, making it just $11.99. The deluxe cosmetic pack for it is $5. It is not on sale, and it's just cosmetics, which seems to be a running theme here on today's list. Sifu is a one-player action-adventure game that is said to be really hard, so I'm going to take it that this is the hardest game on this list, and it is over 10 gigabytes too, so that's not easy on the old SD Express card, but this seems like the time for us to take advantage and grab it. My next recommendation is an entire collection, and this is the ETRIAN ODYSSEY collection by Sega. And when you combined all 3 of these games into one collection, you're getting hundreds of hours of gameplay. It's an RPG that the time of play would vary wildly depending on who you are and what level you play on and all that. All 3 games are on sale individually, but this is by far the best way to get all 3 of them is in this collection that is just 60% off, making it $31.99 total. Each game individually is also 60% off, making those $15.99, but when you're buying the collection, you're basically getting one of these games for free when you break it down into money. This is an HD remaster from the DS days, and is the first time that these DS classics are playable on a single screen with widescreen support and an updated UI. They went ahead and updated the mapping in the skill tree as well. Lastly, I like to end my list with a new game to the Switch 2 library that happens to also be on sale. And for this month, we have Sea Fantasy by Metasla. I personally got this a couple of days ago, and you have about a couple of days left to get the 10% off, which makes it $13.49. So if you do, you save about $1.50. Yeah, Elsa and I are suckers for good fishing games. And if you think about it, there's a fishing mechanic in a lot of games. And so far, the game is not as hard as I would probably like it to be, but I was very interested and I gave them some extra brownie points for turning fishing into combat. I overall, after playing a few hours, still really enjoyed this. But Elsa's played this more than me. Elsa, what do you think?
Normally, I'd say wait for the price to come down, wait for a better deal. Catnip's expensive these days, Dad. But the fishing? Sublime. 9 out of 10. I will name every fish I catch.
Alright, Elsa, we have catnip growing outside in the backyard. However, I guess I understand your point. One of my biggest takeaways is I don't think they should have named it that. Sea Fantasy just sounds a little too generic, but overall, it's a pretty good game. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and that'll do it for our list of the best games for the best prices on the Switch 2 for the month of July. Be sure to let us know which games you are going to get or which games you already have and what your favorite games are of the list. And you will see us in the next one.